Good morning, everyone. I hope you are all well. Welcome, those at in the chat and at home. And thank you for your support and for spending some time with me today. This morning, I'm going to talk about two things. I will do an update on Trump because, well, there's only one major thing that's going to really throw his world into or has thrown his world into chaos. Yesterday, I someone asked me about Bashir's. I still can't pronounce, don't know how to pronounce his name, but I did not know who that person was, and I did say I did not know. Besides McConnell, I know is from Kentucky. I had no idea. There are certain things that are going on. I'm so concentrated. I'm concentrating so much on Trump, those around him, do my work, not only doing readings and video things that I am doing, and also computers, and I have a car situation that I have to share with you as with all of you as well. I purchased a cheap BMW. Those can be good. BMWs are great cars, but I did not. Number one, I did not listen to myself. Number two, I didn't. I know better. I didn't listen to my intuition, and I am not a mechanic, but believe me, there's nothing about a car I don't know, because I grew up watching my dad fixing his cars. No, I don't like to have anything to do with. It's not my thing. In any event, I will share that with all of you as well, so you can learn from my mistake and know what to do. Having said that, since I mentioned Trump's world being thrown into chaos, I feel embarrassed. Well, I'm not even going to call. I'm going to call him the Trump donor, the guy who donated Sondland, who donated $1 million in order for him to be able to become EU ambassador and then special envoy to Ukraine. As all of you know, he changed his mind. Let me tell you guys what's going on, and this is from what I said yesterday, that there is a whole network, an infrastructure that we don't know, we are not aware of. They are not members of Congress, but the Jim Jordan of this world is in contact with them, directing and telling people what to do behind the scenes. And it seems like Sondland was smart enough not to listen to these people who were trying to convince him not to testify truthfully, or not to ignore Congress altogether. That's why he changed his mind. I'm glad I made that prediction. I did that. I included that in my stream yesterday. That's what Sondland and his wife is on his case as well, because he doesn't want to go to jail, and his wife told him, absolutely out of the question to go to jail for Trump. So that's why he decided to change his mind, do the right thing. Hopefully, Congress will not throw the books at him, because they are going to do that to a few people. And I feel I was watching Schiff a little while ago. He's not playing around. This thing, Schiff is taking this impeachment proceeding thing very seriously. Trump and those around him, they are burying their head in the sand, thinking that if they ignore this, basically that's their plan, to ignore this, it will go away, or somehow they will render Congress powerless, and Congress will not come after them. I feel like saying he's making a big mistake, because, given the way this country is, and it's a good, in a way, it's a good thing. We send these people to Washington. We want something to come out. We have certain expectations. Let's say, for example, gun control, healthcare, something to be done. So that's the only thing that may prevent, or at least, yeah, that Congress may decide, given the pros and cons, should they pursue certain people or all of them. So they may have to reduce the number of people who are not cooperating with the subpoenas, or they fine them. I don't know exactly who they're going to find and who's going to go have legal issues, just like Trump's best friend who was in court yesterday. I don't recall his name. I'm sorry, people. As I read, I see pictures. I can't recall the name of the people that I see when I read, because this is live. This is the real thing. This is an intuitive speaking right off the top of my head. But I'm sure all of you will know he was in court yesterday and he went home sick. The reason why he's in court, because he has been charged, with lying to Congress. And Sondland and others, they're smart enough to not to want to be part of this. Sondland is a multimillionaire. He does not want to trade in the comfort of those beautiful mansions, okay, for a prison cell. And a lot of them are thinking about that as we speak. And that's what's going to cause a lot of people to jump ship at the right time. Because behind the scenes, people around Trump, it feels like to me they are trying to gauge when to bail out on Trump. And I am going to mention the election from yesterday. I didn't pay attention to them. I didn't know. But the election in Kentucky, Louisville, had a psychological effect on some of them. They are trying to figure out if things went that bad in Kentucky, how would the national election follow the same trend? Because 2016, now a lot of governors, not a lot, but the way this gentleman Bashir won. So that's giving a lot of people in the administration something to think about. So that's the other reason why I feel a lot of them are wondering what they should do, when they should bail out on Trump. But some people will. Just like Sondland did. Trump has other multimillionaires, he gave cushy jobs to, who will talk to Congress if they are not doing that already. So the point I'm trying to make is, regardless of how hard Trump is trying to keep his head and those around him, and also Jim Jordan and company, because I saw him a little while ago as well, after Schiff spoke, still lying, thinking he can keep people in the dark. He can do that to some in his base, not the rest of America. I feel that's going to be a bad strategy on Trump's part. That's part of what's going to do him in, because so far he thinks he knows better than everyone else. He's so much smarter. He wants to do everything himself, which is great, it makes things a lot easier for Congress. But I am going to repeat what I have been saying. I still don't see how Trump is going to survive the coming weeks, because they're going to. I don't know if all of you know. It was on CNN a little while ago, MSNBC. I'm sorry, not CNN, MSNBC, that Congress is going to start holding open meeting next week. People are going to testify in public next week. So next week, and also releasing document and his taxes, this is not going to be good. So I feel like saying, I still say Trump is going to jump ship. And also, someone asked me a question about Bashir's yesterday. I had no clue who Bashir was, and until after in the afternoon, because after the stream yesterday, I had to go out and do a couple of things, and I heard the name of his challenger, or the incumbent was Bevins. So, and that would definitely confuse me. Bevin and Bashir is a whole lord. So I didn't know who the person was. The only reason why, and I hope the people in the chat or people at home didn't take me wrong, because I believe I said, because I didn't have a chance to replay the video, and I do not replay my videos, unfortunately. I'm bad. I can't watch myself. I believe I said Bashir was going to win. I hope I'm wrong. I didn't know he was a Democrat. The only thing, it felt like to me, the name resonated, and I said it. But I didn't mean that I didn't want a Democrat to win. But it was because I was totally in the dark. I did not know who was winning, who was running for office where. Even in New Jersey, I didn't know. Yes, exactly. I went to vote yesterday. I had no idea. So I said, oh, you know what? All of them are, Republicans, in my opinion, the way they've been coming across to me, are all liars. So I pressed the button, all Democrats. I mean, the X is next to their names, and I pressed vote. That was it. So I hope people did not take me wrong, or thinking that I was trying to say I hope Democrats wouldn't win. It was simply because I didn't know. But I'm glad Bashir's won. Okay. Having said that, let me see if I have any more. But my prediction about Trump, I hope he keeps doing this. Keep his head in the sand, thinking this is going to go away. No, this is going to sweep him out of office. That's what it's going to happen. Okay. One more person I feel I almost forgot to mention him, Rand Paul. I read this morning after his rant with Trump the other day while he was in Kentucky, asking the media to print the guy's name, the whistleblower's name. The Russian TV took him up on it, and from what I understand, I don't know. I didn't see the newspaper or how, or even I don't go to Russian sites. I don't speak Russian, but I mean I have a lot of Russian friends here that I worked with. I mean, they're nice people. Some part of the Russian media are spreading somebody's pictures and somebody's name around as the whistleblower. My prediction is Rand Paul is going to pay dearly for this, meaning his seat in the Senate. Well, he will deserve it, because I believe I said that before. That was my prediction, by the way. He's going to lose his seat over this. And I feel like he's one of those people who takes money from the NRA, and he knows where the money is coming from. He knows what's going on behind the scenes. These people think they are so powerful. And he would be crying after he loses his seat. It's going to be interesting to watch. Okay, that's what I had for today as far as my intuition, my feelings, and my prediction. And for Graham, because I wrote his name down too, if Graham is not careful, the person who's challenging him may win. I know he raised a whole boatload of money, they said last week or a couple of weeks ago. But money doesn't buy everything. And the way he's flip-flopping on Trump and backing Trump on everything in life for Trump, I think that's going to have major repercussions. Okay, let me see It's time to answer questions, and then I will answer a couple of questions, and then I will share my experience with that cheap BMW I bought, less than 10 grand, but they can be pretty good. What my expectations were, and oops, and I messed myself up. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Duchy Mom says in Pennsylvania, Delaware County, for the first time ever, Democrats took every Republican seats. Well, that happened in Virginia as well. So, yeah, you're right, Duchy Mom. They did this. Well, they took both houses and the governorship. So it's very interesting. Okay. Noel is saying, Milo, do not forget to send some light to Violeta. I'm sorry. And her husband. I didn't know. Absolutely, Noel. Oh, Jesus. This is the second time today I'm hearing somebody coming down with cancer. One of my a long-time client there's a website that I do. I do a couple of things to make money. Well, you have to when you are a retiree. And she called me this morning, and I felt so bad. Her sister has stage 4 cancer. She's a long-time client. So today, this is the second time. Absolutely, Noel. I will, hopefully, Violeta's husband, they caught it early. Keep our fingers crossed. Please, Noel, please let me know if you know what stage it is. Okay. Okay, people, let me share with you something I did. I bought a cheap BMW because they are very good cars. I mean, just like any other car, you have to maintain them. Yes, they can be expensive, but if you find a good shop, instead of going to the dealers, if you decide to keep them beyond the mileage, like they give you 30,000 miles or 50,000 miles, once that's over, you can take them to different shops. You can get a good price and get them fixed. As long as you maintain them, that's what's important with BMW. I've been buying them for a long time. I know, they are very good cars. So I bought a cheap one. I relied on the salesperson because I've known him for a long time. I bought my first BMW from him. And the funny thing is, the day I picked up the car, I went to the bank, got a cheap loan, a small loan, and I got the car. And as I was signing the contract, and I said to the guy, you wouldn't sell me a bad car, would you? I said, I want this thing to last me a year or two, He said, no, blah, blah, blah. But I was terrified. And I asked the salesperson a number of times, have you driven this car? Do you know? He says, yes. And also I've been busy, because doing this channel in the morning, I have to answer, I try to answer everyone who comment on the comment section, okay? I have other videos that I'm looking at that I'm working on. And also what I am going to be talking about. No, I don't do the readings. And sometimes I can't help it. As a topic comes to mind, I start seeing pictures. So I'll jot down what I see, but I will see it again anyway. So I'm doing all these things in the morning. So I'm busy in the morning. And in the afternoon, I have other things to do. In any event, lazy me and thinking everyone is like myself, somebody, even if I don't know someone, my name is important to me. I'm not going to try to cheat you or tell you something. I'm not saying the salesperson was cheating me, but he told me something he didn't know anything about. He told me, the car was good. The only thing I knew, the battery in the car is as old as the car. The battery that was in the car was as old as the car. In any event. And also, I could have taken one of those dongles They make sure it's upside, right up, let me put it near the camera so all of you can see it. Okay, that's what's called an OBD2 reader. There is a port in your car. This is instructional as well, so you people can understand when you go buy a used car what to do. You can use a dongle like this. Some of them are smaller. There is a port or a connector, a plug, if you will, in your car. It can be under the dash, and my car is on the next to the footwell on the driver's side. It depends on the BMW. Some of them are up below the dashboard, but you have to feel for it. Your cars, you will find it. You look at your owner's manual, or you can Google it. They will tell you where it is. I could have used this to diagnose, well, one of the first problem I noticed after I picked up the car. Okay, the right tail light there was a display in the car. There was a fault when I stepped on the brake that the right tail light was out. But I looked at the right tail light, it was on, but it was on its way out. I'm sorry, somebody. So this could have told me that as well. Thank you, Greta. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. In any event, something like this will tell you a number of things about your car. It will read most of the fault codes. I have one like this, but it's a smaller one for BMWs, made specifically for BMWs. You can use it in any other car as well. If you have this and you download the program, whether it's Android, you have an Android phone, or you have an iOS phone, you go online, okay, you can download the program that, for this one, I used to use, there's a program that's called Torque Pro, and you get the one, you can use Bluetooth. You can connect wirelessly with this thing from your phone, okay. When you go buy the car, just plug it into the port, bring up your program, you pair it with this thing, and then you read all the faults. Everything that's wrong, it will tell you. There are certain things there are other things it will not tell you. Like after I bought the car, I found out about this. There were a couple of other things, defects, okay. I could have found out, like the generator is putting out 15 volts. That's, from what I understand, it's a bit too much. It should be somewhere around between 12 and 13 volts for BMWs, or the maximum is 14. All these things I could have found out. I knew what to do. But you know what? I rested my company. I said, you know what? I know this person for so long. He's not going to steer me the wrong way. I was wrong. And I did not listen to my intuition. I was sitting there. Even after I took the car, I'm like, something is wrong. But I keep saying, oh no, he's not going to mislead me. Oh yeah. We got people. They fixed two things that were wrong in the car. I brought it back to the dealership. But guess what? After 3 months, they don't owe you anything. So now I am stuck. I changed the tail light. I thought it was a bulb. It's not a light bulb. It's LEDs. $400 and change. The alternator is putting out at least somewhere around 15 volts. Okay, I have to get a new one. Those things those things I'll find out, but I took it to a place to have it checked. 2 wheels are bent, okay? I have to get those straightened out. That's going to be about almost over $400. I'm just listening to you people so like that you know what to do. If you take a car to a garage and have it inspected, do it the first week, or at least a couple of days, or even the same day if you can get it done, or even if you can, do it before you pay for it. Take it to a mechanic, have it checked. They will tell you all these things that, well, it doesn't cost that much money. I paid $85 to have the car checked for me. They found out that the front struts were not installed properly. They told me the wheels were bent. The rear wheels were bent. They told me the rear axle, okay. I had bad bearings, among other things. So I am sharing this with all of you that there are ways if you are buying a used car, you don't have to be in the dark. And I blame myself because I know better. But I put my trust on somebody, and you know what? It's a dealership. I expected the dealer to do what they said. They inspected the car. This is the second time I purchased a BMW. The same thing happened. The first one was in 2010. It had about maybe about 21,000 miles on it. They didn't inspect the car. Just, if you don't know, you go low mileage, you buy it, you don't have it checked, you find yourself in those situations. So what I want to say is, even if you want to do it yourself, you can use this dongle, hook it up to your you don't have to hook it up. Okay, you have to mate it with your phone, and then you can read all the fault codes that are coming out. For other mechanical things, you don't have a lift at home. Okay, you can have a mechanic check under the car for you. I should have done that. That's my fault. So I don't want the same thing to happen to all of you. I thought I would share today. So I hope I didn't bore you. I hope everyone learned something. So now, instead of buying a cheap car, it's going to cost me money to fix everything that's wrong, because I'm not going to die, because I'm being cheap or something like that. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it all at once, but over time, I'm going to have to fix them. So I thought I would share that with you. Even me too. I didn't listen to myself. I always said to people, listen to your gut feeling. I didn't listen to myself. I said, so he's going to take care of me. I've known him for a long time. I was wrong. Okay. If you have more questions. Carol, thank you. Carol says, Milo, don't feel bad. We all trust people. It's our nature. I did it. I have a very bad tendency of doing this. So, you're right, Carol. We all do it. But it was a wake-up call for me. In any event, thank you, Noel. Yeah, it will work. It's hopefully it won't be that bad. It's just that I don't have the time to be playing with a car, and I was hoping it would at least give me 6 months. It's a used car. It's cheap. I was hoping it would give me 6 months. I wouldn't have to worry about the car because I'm too busy doing this. Tracy says, Milo, maybe you can use lemon laws to get the car taken care of. I called them. They took care of some stuff. I gave them a list of defects that were wrong with the car. They didn't fix everything. So, and the general manager was very nice. He told me I didn't want to buy another car. He says, well, would you want to buy another car? I'm like, I'm not going to buy another car. This car, if they fix what's wrong, it would have been okay. But the thing is, after 3 months, it's yours. I even called the bank. Nothing I could have done. So, I'm not complaining. I'm just sharing with all of you so that you know at least what to do if you're buying a used car. Okay? I hope, some of you learned something. Remember, I believe Verizon has something like that as well. This OBD2 dongle, you plug it into the port in your car, okay? And then they have apps on your iPhone or your Droid. You can do it. You can read all the faults. You can take the car to a mechanic and find, let's say, for example, because this is not going to tell you if you have a bent ram or if your front struts are not installed properly. This won't tell you. So a mechanic will have to tell you that. So I thought I would share with all of you. Me too. I got taken by other people because I have a tendency to trust people because, we all judge others the way we judge ourselves. That's the problem. So it's okay, Tracy. Thank you. All right, everyone. I thought I would share this with you. And I think this is all for today, unless you guys have questions. You're welcome, Kamal. Trump system says Trump probably dropped out. Gym classes too difficult. Couldn't touch his toes in gym classes. All right, guys. I'm gonna go. Thank you for spending some time with me. Hopefully, if I spare one of you from buying, using one of these and the knowledge what I share with you today, from getting yourself into, not getting yourself into a car and you're gonna spend a lot of money on afterward, it's worthwhile. Uh, oh yeah, I believe you, Audrey. 180,000 miles. Oh my God. The one I bought has 96,000 miles on it, but BMWs, they can go up to you can drive them for 250. They're pretty good cars. Then they can take a beating too. So, all right. Thank you everyone for spending some time with me. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, and you can email me at psychicmilo@aol.com, or uh, somebody I meant to ask to text me. Oh, Pat Reyes, when you have a chance, please text me. I have one thing to make sure I tell you. And then I believe that's it for today. Enjoy the rest of the day, everyone. Thank you again for your support. I will see you tomorrow at same time. Tomorrow is Thursday. So, bye, everyone, and thank you for your support.